Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your guy, Darren, the bow tie fragrance guy. On this channel, we talk about fragrances and fashion, man. So if you want to look good and smell great every day and go out there and crush it, then I think this may be a channel that you may find some interest and value in. So go ahead and click that subscribe button, man. And while you're at it, take another quick second, because all it takes is a second, to click the bell icon as well. That way you get notified every time I release a new video. Man, do you guys like my bow tie today? You like my ensemble, you know, the red and the white? You know, I talk about red a lot, man, and I love the color of red. You guys do know why I love red, right? Because I am a member of the illustrious fraternity of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. That's right, those pretty boys of KA Psi. Shout out to the noobs, man, because I'm looking very noobish today. Yo, shout out to the noobs, man. Yo, baby, yo. But on today's video, guys, we are going to be talking about 10 highly complimented, unique fragrances in my collection. There's something about each of these fragrances that, in my opinion, really make these unique scents, but by that same token, they get compliments. Oftentimes, we see very mass appealing fragrances. I talk about it a lot, fragrances that have that blue DNA. Just these mass appealing scents that usually and typically get compliments, but these are some kind of unique scents to me that really pull in the compliments. So this is gonna be a very interesting list. So if you wanna hear what 10 fragrances I have today that I think are kind of unique, they get compliments, you know the routine. Keep it locked, man, right here. All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. Let's go ahead and jump right into this list. The first fragrance that I want to mention today is from the house of YSL, and this is L'Homme le Parfum. L'Homme le Parfum. Now, this fragrance came out last year, 2020, and really it kind of went unnoticed, if you ask me. Nobody really talked about this scent. Now, this one does have this kind of slightly aquatic kind of blue vibe, which is very, very different from the rest of the L'Homme line, in my opinion. There's a slight resemblance to the original L'Homme somewhere deep down in this fragrance, but it does have that kind of aquatic, again, kind of blue DNA embedded in this fragrance as well. So it's very, very different, comparatively speaking, to the rest of the line. But I will tell you this, man, this thing pulls in compliments. When I wear this thing, I've gotten some pretty unique compliments from wearing this. So it's one, though it didn't get the attention like a lot of the rest of the other line, L'Homme line, but it definitely gets the compliments. So this is one that I would recommend you guys check out, man. This should be in a lot of your local department stores. So if you see this one, sample it. And I would tell you, put it on your skin. Test strips don't do a lot of fragrances justice, but especially one like this. Put this on your skin, walk around the mall for a little while, and just kind of see how it works with you. I think this is one that you will like. It's one that's gotten me compliments from the house of YSL. This is L'Homme le Parfum. All right, the next fragrance on this list comes from the house of Mancera, and this one is called Aoud Blue Notes. Aoud Blue Notes from the house of Mancera. This is a very, very unique fragrance. A lot of the fragrances from Mancera to me are kind of unique in the way that they're structured as far as the note breakdown. This one is no different. This opens up very fruity and floral. Now, I don't detect a lot of oud in this one. Some people compare this to Oud Lemon Mint. Slight similarity, maybe the bottle is definitely similar in the hue of the color. But what I love about this one, man, I noticed that once you get past the initial hour or so of this fragrance dries down to smell very close to a designer fragrance that I love, which is Burberry Touch. So after you get into this fragrance and wearing it for about an hour or so, you get a very, very striking similarity to Burberry touch. And I've never heard anybody say that, but I'm telling you, that's what it smells like on the dry down. But I love this scent, man. And again, it pulls in compliments, man. So this is one that I highly recommend that you guys, you know, just check out from the house of Mancera. This is Aoud Blue Notes. The next fragrance on the list comes from the house of Creed, and this is Creed's Silver Mountain Water, the one in the white bottle. Man, there's a lot of fragrances that have come along after this that have kind of been inspired by this fragrance. I would definitely say this, but none of them have captured that inky metallic thing quite like this fragrance did. This was released in the year of 1995, and man, it's just so unique. It's so good. Funny story, and I've told this before, when I first put my nose on this fragrance, I have a guy here locally that has a fragrance shop. It's really one of the only places here locally where I can get niche fragrances, although now his store is gone, so John, please come back. But I sprayed this fragrance on. I was looking at several different Creed fragrances. Sprayed this one on, a test stripped. I was like, I don't know, sprayed it on my hand. You know, ended up buying something else. So I went back to work, and by the time I made it back to the office, I got right back in my car and went back and bagged this thing up because it's just so good. It is my most complimented Creed, and it is just a great fragrance. It's a very unique scent. DNA was the first to do it, and even though there have been other fragrances to come behind this one that have kind of copied the DNA, nobody to me has really caught that inky metallic thing that makes this thing so unique. So a very highly complimented Creed fragrance in my collection. This one is Silver Mountain Water. The next fragrance on this list is from the house of Escentric Molecules, and this is Molecule 01. Molecule 01, man. Just look at how much of this fragrance is left, man. Got to pick up a new bottle of this really, really soon. The bottle tells its story. I mean, not to mention the fact that my wife loves the heck out of this stuff because it's so good. It's a molecule, so it's like ISOE Super. A lot of people use this fragrance to layer with other things, but I'm telling you, even by itself, it is just an amazing fragrance, just highly complimented. It's gonna work different on everybody because it's really about your skin chemistry. It's about your skin chemistry with all fragrances, but especially one like this, a molecule. It's got this kind of clean, slightly sweet, woody vibe. That's really, you know, what this fragrance smells like, but it comes off different on everybody's skin. But it just seems to mesh well with most people, and it gets compliments. I don't know what it is about this stuff. It's almost sometimes hard to explain, but I'm telling you right now, if you've never put your nose on Molecule 01, do it. Is everybody gonna like it? No, but I'm telling you, it really pulls in the compliments. So check this one out from the house of Escentric Molecules. This is Molecule 01. The next fragrance on this list comes from the house of Xerjoff, and this one is called 40 Knots. 40 Knots from Xerjoff. Man, if you never put your nose on this, you are in for a treat. You are going to go on an olfactory journey with this scent. It opens up very salty, this sea salty aquatic thing, and then it goes green, and then it dries down to something kind of resinous. So I guess you could wear it any season, really, because it transitions so well. This is going to take you through 3 different stages of wearing. It gives compliments. It is definitely a unique scent. I've never put my nose on anything like this. Trust me on that. So this is an experience to wear this fragrance. It gives compliments because at times it's very familiar and mass appealing, but then there's so many different nuances to this besides that. Man, just check this stuff out. Sample it. It's not a cheap fragrance by any means. Sample it, see if you like it, but I love it. It's a unique scent that gives me compliments from the house of Xerjoff. This is called 40 Knots. The next fragrance on this list, to me, again, is a very, very unique scent that gets compliments from the house of Tom Ford, and this one is called Black Orchid. Black Orchid from Tom Ford, one of my favorite Tom Ford scents. This is a very unique scent DNA. It's very, very floral, but then you got the florals kind of combining and competing the whole time with the heavier, sweeter, darker notes in this scent like vanilla. There's some dark chocolate, there's some truffle. I mean, there's a whole lot going on, but it's a beautiful scent. And women love this scent when I wear it. I'm sure it's because it's very unisex and it's one they could probably see themselves or envision themselves wearing as well. But whatever the case may be, it's a unique scent DNA that gets a lot of compliments from the house of Tom Ford. Try this one out. This is called Black Orchid. All right, guys, the next fragrance on this list comes from the house of Lacoste, and this is called L'Homme Lacoste. So Lacoste L'Homme, however you wish to order that, man. But this is an inexpensive fragrance. Very, very unique scent DNA that gets compliments. This one has rhubarb as well as almonds and ginger. So it's very fresh, slightly sweet, not overly sweet by any means. It's really, really hard to explain this one, honestly, but I will tell you right now that it is a highly complimented scent. I'm in love with the scent DNA of this fragrance, man. Just check this one out. Again, you can pick it up for, in most places, under $40. This scent right here, but trust me, it pulls in the compliments, fellas, from the house of Lacoste. This is Lacoste L'Homme. All right, the next fragrance on the list today comes from the house of by Kilian, and this one is called Vodka on the Rocks. Vodka on the Rocks from by Kilian, and this is just, you talk about a unique fragrance. When you smell it from the atomizer, you get this very, very salty, slightly warm vibe. And what they were going for, the perfumer on this is Sidonie Lancesor. She's one of my favorite perfumers, by the way. But what they were trying to accomplish in Vodka on the Rocks was to capture vodka cooling down on the rocks. So when you pour vodka over ice, that effect that you get from a warm, slightly warm liqueur like vodka being poured on ice. So that cooling effect as it goes from warm to cold. How do you capture that in a bottle? Well, put your nose on this one and you'll understand. So very, very unique scent DNA. But man, when I tell you this thing gets me some compliments, it really, really works well with my body chemistry. And this is just a good one. So again, niche fragrance, not cheap by any means. So sample it if you can. Put it on your skin, wear it, and tell me about your results from the house of by Kilian. This is Vodka on the Rocks. All right, guys, the next fragrance on this list comes from the house of Chanel, and this is the original OG. This is Chanel Allure Homme. Chanel Allure Homme. Man, whenever I wear this scent, someone compliments me on how good I smell. And again, this is the OG of the Chanel Allure Homme line. And this was the first fragrance to me that really showed me the transition of fragrances and how a fragrance should transition. You get all three stages. The opening is very bright and citrusy. There's lemon in this, there's peach, there's some ginger to give a little bit of spice and character in the opening. Then the heart becomes about a melange of different floral notes that's used in this. And then the base is all about the sweeter elements like tonka bean, sandalwood. Guys, it's been out for a while, and I know it may not be new to a lot of you, but for some reason, if you never put your nose on this, it's a beautiful fragrance that gets compliments, overshadowed oftentimes by the fragrances that came after this in this whole line. But man, check this one out from the house of Chanel, the original OG. This is Chanel Allure Homme. All right, guys, and the last fragrance on this list, very, very unique fragrance, honestly, from the house of Maison Francis Kurkdjian. This one is called Amyris Homme. Amyris Homme. And what you'll notice about this scent, just like a lot of the other fragrances on this list, from the house of MFK, this is a fragrance that does not get a lot of talk, and I don't know why. It seems a lot of people in the fragrance community kind of dismiss this scent because of the other fragrances from the house. This one is a little bit more of a kind of mass appealing DNA, but it's done in a very unique way. There's some very, very unique notes as you look at the overall note breakdown of this fragrance. You got some coconut in here. I think it may be some iris. There's some dark chocolate, tonka bean. So there's a lot going on. Not to mention there's a host of citrus notes in the opening, So there's a lot going on, but it meshes very well together to create just a very unique scent DNA. And guess what? This is one of the ones that people really compliment me a lot on when I wear it. There's just something about it, man. It pulls the compliments in, and it's one that I highly recommend you guys check out. Again, it's one that you don't hear as much talk about in the fragrance community as a lot of the other more popular scents from Mason Francis Kurkdjian, but nonetheless, it is a fantastic one, especially when you talk about the compliment factor. This one is called Amyris Homme. All right, guys, that's it. That's my time, man. I hope you enjoyed these fragrances. I gave you 10 unique fragrance DNAs that get compliments in my collection. As always, I appreciate you guys taking a few moments to watch this video because, of course, you could have been doing anything else in the world, but wherever you are, you took a few moments to watch this video, and I sincerely appreciate that. Now, don't forget, guys, to always like, comment, and subscribe. If you don't mind, take a few moments to go ahead and share these videos out to other folks that you think could use this information, because I'm your guy, Darren, the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell amazing. So until next time, guys, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side.